Paul here at Wild Coyote Farm just to tell you a little bit about how to grow the best backyard garden yet. For the last couple years you've been buying your plant starts here at the farm, but this year we're including a video guide, some products, and a handout to make sure that your backyard garden is the best you've ever seen. Your backyard gardening plan is set up with 8 easy steps. First step is that you planted a cover crop last fall. Did you get your cover crop in? If not, let's roll right on to step number 2. Step 2, let's take a look at your soil health. Is it teeming with microbes and ready to kick off this gardening season? Regardless, it's always a good idea to start with an inoculation of microbes and nutrients into your soil. We recommend composted manure at a quarter feed sack per 100 square feet. The product that we're offering is a dairy dew. It's the best around. So you've applied your compost on your soil surface. Are there weeds out there? Is it a cover crop from last year? If maybe you didn't get your cover crop out and you've got just a few weeds starting to grow, it's an opportunity to not break out your tiller. How about we just tarp off the soil surface to kill off what's growing there and germinate any weed seeds that are on the surface and ready to cause havoc throughout your growing season. A couple weeks with bright sunshine on a black plastic tarp will germinate all those weed seeds, create a great soil environment for those microbes to thrive, as well as kill off any weeds that you have on the soil surface. Let's leave that glyphosate in the jug, better yet, in the jug at the store. After you've killed off the soil surface with that black plastic mulch, it's a good opportunity to put down organic mulch over the surface of your garden so that you don't have to weed every day throughout the summer. I would recommend going down to the South Bend Organic Resource where for free you can load up bags of organic leaf compost, and you could put that down in a layer on the soil surface, plant right into it, and stop all your weeds throughout the season. Another option would be that you could put down a layer of straw or wood chips on the soil surface and put your plants through those. They'll stop any weeds from coming up, as well as create a great environment for those microbes that you put down to thrive. Step number 5, it's what we've all been looking forward to, planting out your seeds and your plants. When do you plant them out? Well, you buy a Clyde's guide at Wild Coyote Farm and you'll know exactly when to do it. When you put out your seeds and your plants, we recommend taking a little bit of kelpful or another seaweed-based product to provide the potassium and micronutrients from the sea that your plants need to thrive throughout the season. You just mix it up with a little water and put it out on the seeds or plants when you transplant them. Step number 6, that's caring for your plants while they're growing. If you look at like a tomato plant, if you watch, it'll grow up to a certain point, it'll put out blossoms. During that stage, we call that the vegetative stage. It's a great opportunity to add a few foliar nutrients using the AgroThrive product that we have in the farm store to make sure that the macronutrients are available for the plant during the growth stage. It can also be applied to any plants that aren't going to be fruiting, like say a lettuce plant, on a 2 to 3 week interim basis. When managing the water in your soil, you really want to shoot for about 1 inch of water per week. If you get an inch of rain, there's probably no reason to let your automatic sprinklers go off on your garden. Overwatering is one of the major reasons we have macronutrient deficiencies in plants. You can check the moisture level of your soil by simply sticking your finger in. If it's moist 1 inch down, the plants do not need more water. In most backyard gardens, we like to grow a lot of fruiting plants. Think peppers, tomatoes, zucchini, squash, cucumbers. They all put on fruits. In order to put on fruits, they need ample supply of calcium and potassium. So when the plant starts to put on blossoms, it's a good opportunity to spray on a little bit more kelpful as a foliar onto the plant surface. You can even add a little bit of calcium if you've experienced blossom end rot in the past. Throughout the growing season, there's times when pests will show up on your crop. It might be because the crop is a little bit stressed, or maybe the neighbor put in some crops that are a little bit stressed. Regardless, a lot of times, especially your cruciferous vegetables, cabbage, kale, all those brassicas will get a little cabbage looper show up on them. We recommend a product called Dipel. It's Bacillus thuringiensis. It's a bacterial product. You just mix up a small amount of bacteria and water, and when you spray that on the worms, they'll ingest it, and it'll cause them to die and fall off the plant. Nobody likes worms on their kale, right? The other thing is your potatoes, any cucumbers, you'll see sometimes beetles will show up on the surface. It's always tempting to reach for chemical pesticide, but we would recommend a product like Captain Jack's, which is a broad spectrum pesticide, organic, works good on pretty much any pest. Just need to note that we use it only when we absolutely need to, because it'll also kill off beneficials if they get sprayed. It's a contact pesticide, so we use it only sparingly and only when we feel the health of the plant is in jeopardy. Throughout the season, you're going to be enjoying all these luscious fruits and vegetables from your garden, but towards the end of the season, when things start to die back, there's a good opportunity there. Now, if your garden is covered in weeds, you may have to mow something to kind of knock back the weeds that are there, but it's an opportunity to pay back your garden for all the good produce it's given you. It's really easy. You buy a 1/3 pound of hairy vetch and rye seed, and you just spread it out there before a nice rainstorm. Next spring, you'll be rewarded with all kinds of nutrients, and all that biology you put on will be fed and ready to go to grow an even better next year's garden. May 13 and 15, we're going to be having our plant sales day. Available between now and then, all these products will be there at our farm store. And on May 13 and 15, we'll be there to answer any and all of your questions related to your backyard gardening endeavors. Thanks for watching.